exercise, I would love for you to just take a look at this alchemical emblem. This is from Fujians. And what stands out to you? What do you notice in this emblem? What symbols maybe catch your eye? Perhaps consider who is this figure in the background, the guy walking with the lamp and the staff, and who is this figure in front? And as you look at this emblem and you have some thoughts come to mind or a symbol that jumps out to you, I invite you to just drop it in the chat and we'll take a look and see what everyone's picking up, see if there are any overlaps or contrasts. So this is a symbol from an alchemical emblem. Maybe we don't know what it means yet, but we want to consider what might this relationship be between these figures in regards to alchemy? What might it be representing? I like how Stephanie is immediately painting a picture of a kind of relational dynamic between these two figures. Um, there is the man who doesn't know his way around. Maybe there's some frustration there. We have a blind man looking for something. The figure in the back is walking away from the woman who is leading. Okay. The woman seems like abundance and maturation, and the man is following her footsteps in the dark, using the light and the cane. Yeah. Another one, he is trying to trace her path by her footprints. Yeah, Gabrielle says the man seems like the alchemist. Yeah. This is a really great depiction of how when the alchemists were doing their work and noting down all these different principles, ideas, methodologies, rules, that they very, very rarely just wrote things in very direct, very simple terms. They cloaked their work in mysterious, arcane, strange poetic language. They illustrated it with these symbolic pictures, but they have these deep alchemical truths. This emblem has a kind of further text. It says, nature, reason, experience, and reading must be the guide. Staff, spectacles, and lamp to him that is employed in chemical affairs. So, what's going on? The woman in the front represents nature. She's abundance, and she is the process that the alchemist is following. So, some of you caught on to that. You can see that he's following in her footsteps, that she's leading. So, the idea is that when the alchemist is engaging with trying to transform and understand the mysteries of nature, which she gives to the world. We see that she has the horn of plenty, a cornucopia in one hand, the flowers blooming in the other, that he must follow her steps, her rhythms, essentially that you can engage with something like a metal or a plant or a chemical of some kind, and you're going to figure out that there are only certain ways to experiment with it, only certain ways to get a certain outcome, and you notice that there's a pattern that you have to follow through with, and that's nature's pattern that she's left sort of mysteriously through the footprints. And then it gets into some other interesting symbols. The staff is meant to symbolize reason. It offers stability. It offers discernment as he's walking through this very uneven. It's supposed to be dark out. It's a little hard to tell, but it is nighttime. And it also represents logic and critical thinking and that process of really figuring out what it is we're doing and why, and going slowly and methodically, that helps the alchemist navigate the alchemical work. Then we have his glasses or the spectacles. These represent experience, and this helps the alchemist kind of sharpen his perception, right? His view, his eyes on the task, and he does so through doing experimentation and having memories of what worked. He reflects back on these things. He grounds the work in what's been tested. He takes notes of those things and refers back to them. So those help sharpen his eyesight through the experience. And then there's the lamp, which is also lighting the way. It illuminates these subtle dynamics through sometimes reading the work of other alchemists or reading back on their own notes and documentation and reflecting on this process and what's being revealed through it. So it helps them keep the path in the uncertain chemical work that they're doing. So very much like, a tarot card, we get this imagery, but encoded in each of those symbols are a deeper meaning, a deeper insight, and a way in which we can even apply those dynamics potentially to our own life.